What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. It's the Pizza Guy John, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some sourdough pizza. Like this video, comment down below. I will go ahead and also be plugging the recipe in the description as well as right here. Super simple. Basically, if you don't have a sourdough starter, go ahead and watch some other videos on YouTube. Learn how to make some sourdough starter. I have some starter here that I've gotten active. From which you can see in this little clip. I started off, it was right here at the black line. 6 to 12 hours later, it is above the line, is double, so that means it's active, it's ready to go. So right here we should have 127 grams of active starter. In here I have my bread flour and my all-purpose flour, 506.40 grams of 00 flour. And then as far as bread or all-purpose flour, I have a bread flour. I have 126.60 grams in here. I have my 12 grams of salt, as well as some 412 grams of nice cool water. It doesn't have to be really cold, but the temperature here is now getting a little warm, so you definitely want to have some cool water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be getting my cool water here. I'm gonna go ahead and tare this and make this 0. And then if you want to take a look, it's super active, it's bubbly. If you smell it, it smells like sourdough. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out 127 grams. And like I said, if I've measured it out correctly, I should have 127 exactly. So this is your yeast, and we'll go ahead and get this in there. It is bubbly, so it is active, it's ready to go. And I'm just gonna flop this in here, and we should see if it floats to the top. Then again, it is active and it's ready to go. So we're looking pretty heavy here, about 75. So let's get the rest here. $80. It's about 107, and you just want to make sure that you have all this in here. It's about 118. And so we're just making sure we're able to scrape all this off here. $120. All right, and so what I'll do is, because I don't have all 7 grams, that's okay. I do have some remaining starter here, and I'll just go ahead and just get some of this starter in here. Should use this. And this starter is also good, it's active. So it's not a big deal that you're using some. So that's why it's always good to have some extra that you have. So let's go ahead. 120. $125. 126. 127. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my hands washed, and then we'll go ahead and show you what we do next. All right, so once you have your starter in your water, then you could go ahead and basically just mix it around, kind of just dissolve it just a little bit here. All right. And once you have like this creamy looking water, then you can go ahead, and we're going to be adding this into our flour mixture. So let's go ahead and we'll pour about 80% or so, just making sure we get all that starter in there. So we'll just leave a little bit here. All right, and then what we'll do is, if you have a dough whisk, then you could go ahead and just use this to start mixing that together. Or if you just had a mixer, then of course you could use that, or your hands, whatever's available to you. So I won't bore you too much with the kneading process. I'm going to go ahead during this time as well. I'll be slowly adding in the rest of the water, and then I'll come back here shortly once we get ready to add the salt. So you want to continue kneading this until it's smooth. So we'll be back here shortly. All right, so off camera, I added the remaining water, and now we're gonna go ahead and add in the salt. We'll be kneading this now for another, I don't know, I would say 3 to 4 minutes. You wanna make sure that you're building that glue and it's coming in strong. So once we've gotten it fully strong, I'll come back. All right, so we've been kneading it now for a good 5 minutes. Total time, maybe looking at around 10 minutes of kneading. It's getting smooth, but I want it to get a lot smoother. I want that gluten network to be just a little bit stronger. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna go ahead and get this covered, and then I'm gonna set a timer for 15 minutes. We'll come back in 15 minutes and you'll be able to see the difference that it makes. So we'll be back. All right, so the timer just went off. As you can see, the dough is looking really smooth. This was the second time that I've allowed it to sit at room temp for about 15 minutes. So at this time, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we're gonna ball this up nice and tight. And again, just depending on how you feel about your dough, you may wanna do just a couple, 3 to 4 different rest periods of 15 minutes each time. It's really up to you. I do around 2, and I think 2 is looking pretty good. It feels nice. It looks really airy. Go ahead and plop it down into a container that you have. We'll place this back in the fridge for 24 hours. After the 24 hours, we'll come back and ball it up. And so we'll see you there. All right, so it's 24 hours later. Let's go ahead and take a look at this dough. It's smelling really nice. Let's go ahead and flop it out of our container. Again, this is approximately 24 hours later, being bulk fermented in the refrigerator. Feels nice and airy. So what we're gonna do now at this point is we're gonna be weighing out 4 dough balls around 260 grams each. So I'm just gonna split this down the middle here. And go ahead. It's about 278. 244. 259. 260. So then we'll go ahead and we'll weigh out the other 4, and at that point what I'll do is I'll either put them here in my dough tray. You could put it in the fridge for their 24 hours, or if you have small round containers or any type of containers, then you'll put that in, put it in 24 hours in the fridge, and then about 6 to 8 hours prior to cooking, you want to take it out of the fridge, let it get to room temp, and then you'll be ready to make pizza. So we'll be back here shortly. All right, so now that we have these all weighed out, I got 4 260, and this one's about 120, which is okay. We're gonna go ahead and let's get this balled up. And any way you want to ball it up is totally fine. This is just the technique that works for me. Pinching it, making it tight. And then at this point, you can go ahead and put on your work surface. Make it just a little bit tighter. All right, and then you'll do that the same for all 4. All right, so now that you have those, then you'll go ahead and just place these in the refrigerator for another 24 hours, roughly around 6 to 8 hours before you want to start cooking. Take them out of the fridge, depending also too as well as your room temperature, how hot it is, where your environment. You might just want to kind of be cautious of, how soon you're taking out, but I like to do around 6 hours, depending. Maybe I'll go a little less, 4 hours, but we'll see you then when the pizzas are getting ready to be made. 48 hours later, as you can see, here's the dough ball. I did already use 1 dough ball to make a pizza. So again, if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and link up above. But again, it was a marinara pizza. But this is the dough. It's nice, it's airy, it is doubled in size. It's ready to make pizza. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos on my channel. Check out my Instagram at the Pizza Guy John, and we'll talk there.